All right, everybody. Back again. So we got 8-4, 8-4 completed on the back testing. So let's just go through it and take a look. We'll start with London and New York session with the 200 SMA filtered. Um, one quick note. Um, I've decided that the 100 and the 200 are not viable options for me in my trading. One, because of my stop loss, and my strategy, I like to at least have a stop loss um, that covers the bearish shift candle that gets me into the trade. And with the 100 and the 200, the candles are just too big. The stop loss doesn't cover the, on a long, it doesn't go below the candle. Um, so for my trades and my setup that I use with the SMA strategy, it just doesn't work. Um, I would need to size down into micros to be able to cover that candle with my stop loss. Excuse me. So I'm going to stop testing the 100 and the 200. I am still testing the 50. It is still a little too large of a candle sometimes. So, but I do want to keep, 50 and below um, on the testing for the Vega bars. Now, once I drill down into, either the 20, the 40, or the 50, um, to find the best one that works after I do a month's worth of back testing, then I'll probably drill down a little bit further. Say I choose the 40, it performs the best. Well, then I want to test a 35 and a 45, okay? And see if we can't tweak that down just a little bit more uh, from that. So this is going to take a while. There's going to be a lot of videos showing the results of the back testing. I'm not going to show the bot this time, the settings of the bot. That is in the very first video that I posted um, for the results from 8-1. So you can go back and look at that at the very beginning of the video. I show my bot settings on that, okay? So let's just drill down into this. This is the uh, 20 Vega bars, and this is, let me make sure, pretty sure I opened up the right one there. Yeah, this is London and New York session combined, filtering the 200 SMA. Okay. So um, on this one, uh, we did hit our target pretty quickly. We actually hit our target in the London session for the $1,000 profit um, with a very high win rate. I think it took 3 trades to get there, um, but London uh, immediately pushed upward and trended upward all through the London session. And we had a couple of pullbacks that gave us our entries to get into to make full profit. Now, the trade did keep going. I still had room on the last trade to make more than $1,000 if I had wanted to, but um, if I make $1,000 a day on my winning days, that's going to be a pretty darn good income right there. So that is all I am looking for. Um, so the 20 did really well there. Um, let me pull this down. Okay. I still have Ninja open, and for some reason this window always stays on top. So let's move on to the 40, 40 Vega. And we did hit our full profit there, but this did take until 11 o'clock into the London session, almost 11 o'clock into the London session, because we did have some losing trades in there as no, we didn't. Okay. Um, I need to, wait a minute, I need to check my columns here and see if I can put the number of trades. Um, but that should have been basically two trades. Um, we got two longs, and it uh, hit the trailing stop on one. I think the first one went all the way to target, which was 120 ticks, and then the second one, I believe, uh, just pretty much went straight to target. I think, um, but either way, it doesn't really matter how it happens, as long as it happens, right? So, I mean, just extremely well performance on the 40 there and the 20. But again, London was an uptrending session. It never had a big pullback. Um, so it was very simple trading day. Uh, you know, the 20 made its profit a lot quicker in the London session, whereas the 40 uh, had to wait until into the New York session to get there. But either way, again, just doesn't really matter how it gets there as long as it gets there, right? The 50 Vega bar actually hit the daily loss limit, so not very good there. Um, and again, I'm still going to be testing the 50, but it is a number that um, after a couple of days has not shown me very much promise yet. So uh, we'll take we'll take a look back on that. I want to check back. Did we have drawdown? No, we didn't have drawdown on either the 20 or the 40. So this is just a very strong market day in one direction. Um, that was just super quick and super easy to hit our profit target on the 20 or the 40 Vega. So really liked that. Um, let's move into the New York only session with the 200. Um, and wait, let's start with the 20. I didn't do this session in the right order. I forgot to do the 21st. So the 20 only made $535, and we had $620 in drawdown. So, you know, not the best performance there on the 20 for just the New York session. This was a day that we really wanted to be in the London session because that's where the majority of the movement happened. Now, on the 40 Vega, we did hit our target with only $200 in drawdown. So again, for just the New York session, the 40 seems to be performing a little bit better. Um, as far as not as much drawdown. Um, so keeping that in mind. Now, I'm also going to be making a spreadsheet um, where I'm going to be putting in the daily values of profit or loss and the drawdown. Because get some drink there. Um, because I need to total up at the end of the month and to see what the profit loss and the drawdown was for an entire month there. So that was the 40, and then we had the 50 on the New York session. We did make money on the 50. Um, we had just as much drawdown as we did in profit, but it did make $400. Again, I'd really like to be able to find the settings that make the $1,000 profit mark on a consistent basis. So right now, the 50 is is still lagging behind in performance for my trade setup, and um, so yeah. So let's move on to the 21 SMA with the London and New York session, and the 20 Vegas hit daily profit loss. So we ended the day with negative $500 there on the 20. on the 40, we made $765, which is not bad. We're not always going to hit that $1,000 mark. If we can get above, 500 a day, then I'd still be happy with that. Had some pretty significant drawdown on that though. Um, Now on my 150K accounts, I've got 5,000 in drawdown. So, you know, we didn't get anywhere close to it, obviously, um, and still ended the day with $765. So, working on an end of day drawdown will be optimal for my strategy, I do believe. I do have an eval that is intraday drawdown, so I'm going to use that and see uh, how the drawdown works, or how these trades work with that intraday drawdown. And then the 50, we lost $95. We didn't hit full max loss, which is nice. Um, this I don't quite get. I mean, if max drawdown actually did hit $515 at some point, um, I should have been closed out at that point for my $500 daily loss limit. But for whatever reason, uh, we only lost $95 on that one. Okay. So again, I've just stopped testing the 100 and the 200. So let's move to the 21 SMA for just the New York session and see how that performed. On the 20, we hit max daily loss pretty quick in the London session and was not able to trade anything after that. You can see later in the day, uh, the New York Open would have been some good trades and made some profit on that. Um, but we hit the loss early in the session. Now I have started moving the New York Open to 7 a.m. because I want a little bit more uh, trading time before the 8:30 news. Um, but on this day in particular, that didn't work out very well on the 20. So on the 40, we did make $375 with $705 max drawdown. I'm still not very happy with that number, but it was still a profitable day. The 50 hit max drawdown as well. So now the only one we would have made money on was the 40, which again is, you know, only 2 days worth of testing so far. I will be getting another day of testing out for the August 5th this evening. Um, but only 2 days of data so far, so uh, can't really draw any conclusions. But if I did, I would certainly say that the 40 Vega on the 200 SMA is doing the best so far. We'll see how that continues to go. So, um, and yeah, we did the 200 on New York. Okay, we did all of them. Nice. Uh, yeah, I'm really liking the numbers on the 40 so far. We'll see what happens when we get a consolidation day and see how the 40 works on a consolidation day. My hope there is that it will at least make some money, um, but probably not the full 1K that we're looking for. So, um, and I'm starting to fill out my spreadsheet here so that we can get the totals at the end of the month and see which settings made the most money with the least amount of drawdown. So, um, that's pretty much it. That was uh, August 4th, and I will be getting August 5th out this evening, if not August 5th and 6th, possibly, because I'm going to work through the afternoon here. We have a weekly poker or uh, bi-weekly poker game uh, that plays tonight, but being Labor Day, not sure if everyone's going to be there or if the game's going to happen or not. So if the game doesn't get going, then uh, I'll probably be able to do August 5th and August 6th um, for the next two videos and get them posted tonight as well. All right.